Ooh, how many of y'all saw the Netflix documentary Gone Girls? How many of you saw the Netflix documentary Gone Girls? It was a series about a serial killer. Can I say that on the clock app? Don't. It was a Netflix documentary series. Um, so one thing Netflix does well, I will say, is they do documentaries very well. They get a lot of supporting information, and they really educate you on the subject that they are doing the documentary of, right? But right now, Netflix is facing a lawsuit because they used a YouTuber's interview in this documentary. Okay. So there is a Bronx based digital creator, Antoine Amira. He has a YouTube channel called Bonjour Reality. He filed a lawsuit against Netflix because he says that they used an interview uh, Amira had with Rex Hoyerman, who is the accused serial chopper in the documentary series. So this guy, he's a YouTuber. He interviews different people. One of the people he interviewed is suspected to be the serial of Long Island, and he had an interview that was on his YouTube page. So Netflix essentially scraped the interview. They went on YouTube, they found the interview, and they used it in the documentary, right? So when Amira sees the documentary, he contacts Netflix and he sent them an invoice, but nobody responded. So then he filed a lawsuit for copyright infringement and to prevent Netflix from using his footage any further, right? So he's like, you can use my interview as long as you run me a check. And Netflix was like, who? What? Huh? What? Um, so now usually when you have your when we put stuff on social media, right? For all intents and purposes, it is open to the public. When you put something on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whoever has access to that platform, unless you make your account private, can access it and do what they want with it, right? So this case is dealing with how far does fair use, extend when you're making a documentary, because this was an interview that you posted on your YouTube channel that is open for anyone to see, right? But Netflix, you are making money off of this footage, right? You're making money off of this documentary. So if his interview, let's say his interview is 5 to 10 minutes, that's 5 to 10 minutes of footage, break him off a piece of cash. But he also put it on YouTube, so it's readily available. I don't know. Do you guys think that the YouTuber should get a check from Netflix for them using his interview in the documentary? Should Amira get a check? Stella said, Flick's making bank. Why you got to be shady? Credit where credit is due. So should Amira get a check? Even though Amira just uploaded the video to YouTube where anybody could get it, does Amira deserve a check? Round Nuna said, should we copyright everything before posting? No, because okay. Because first of all, he should get a check. First of all, when you get on these platforms, those terms of services that you don't read, it tells you that they can take your pictures and do whatever they want with it. So all of your notifications that I don't give you authorization to do this, and this doesn't mean anything. When you step onto a social media platform, you are in someone else's house and you got to follow their rules, okay? So So it wouldn't matter if you're copywriting it, unless it's something, you know, you're creating as a piece of art that you want to save. But if you're, you know, you're just posting your vacation photos, you know, no. Um, but this guy, he's a YouTuber, and he had this interview, and it was used in this documentary. But he just posted it. So Round Noonish says that he should get a check. Does anybody disagree? Does anybody disagree that he should get a check? I definitely think that he should get a check. It's not like Netflix, you know, is not making. Netflix gets your $7.99 every month. Whoever has an account, $11.99 if you don't want commercials, right? So of course you made some money off of this documentary, even however small the check is that he deserves. Run him some money, because you wouldn't have that footage to put in your film, right? Um, but I'm sure they're going to break him off something. The fact that he's a creator, and I'm sure he has a signature style, I'm sure that they're going to settle with him. We may not learn about it, but I feel like there's going to be a settlement. But it's just, but this just goes to show you need to be persistent in pursuing your intellectual. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You need to be persistent in protecting your work if you're trying to get your work out there in the world. If you don't care one way or the other, that's fine. But if you're someone who's trying to make money off your work, and you see someone using your work without your permission, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to go after them. Stella said, will watermark imprint to preserve original work material do anything? I mean, depending on where you put it, I could make it hard to remove. But if someone is determined to use your work without your permission, you know, there are ways around that. Now, let's say you're a photographer, right? Now, that person might use your work, but because you're the photographer who took the photos, you have some automatic copyright rights, and you can go after that person. So you can definitely put your watermark imprints on there. But the watermark, but what gives you legal standing to go into court, because there's so much going on with copyrights today, what gives you legal standing to go into court is to copyright your information. If you're making money from your work, if you write books, if you are a painter, if you are a choreographer, if you are a photographer, if you create things with your mind and they are expressed physically, and you are making money from that, you want to protect that with a copyright. Okay. All right.